Yo, back again. So looky here. I don't really subscribe to the whole law of attraction thing, but unfortunately, when you're down here on earth, your strengths and your weaknesses get used against you, unfortunately. Because this place is designed to do simply that. Why? Because no matter what you do, it always goes back to loosh. Before you even born, your profile is already calculated and the watchers already know who you are. So before you even play the game or have a chance to, your profile is already set in place and put into motion. And you're pretty much working against destiny and fate, even though those are also artificial constructs. So as you stumble through this life without a GPS, and you literally don't have one unless you are a bot. You know, bots is the only ones that get to live vicariously, almost easily. They don't notice things, they don't question shit. So therefore, they don't have that much problems. But the issue with the bots is they don't have a high energy profile that they exude loosh. So that's why real souls and spirits have to come here to get their shit extracted. And the bots is used as human prison bars to keep everything in line and check. And anybody who questions stuff gets gaslighted by them. You have a hard time convincing them of anything, and et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, as I said, I don't really subscribe to the law of attraction thing. But unfortunately, let's say you the type of motherfucker who love people. You always run into people that dislike you or hate you. Let's say you're the type of person who want to thrive to do better and have more, whatever more is. As you set out your course and goal and lay down your path to follow this and try to obtain it, you'll have more hurdles in your way than the average motherfucker who ain't looking for that particular thing. Let's say you have your life set in a way where most of the things in life you have that you wanted. You got the car, you got the house, and you look fairly decent. Your career okay. You'll have a hard time finding people to be in a relationship with. Let's say you have all of that, right? You had the car, the house, the career. You look fairly decent. And you got the relationship. It's always going to be that one thing that the Matrix dangles like a carrot away from you. And that will probably be your health. Your health will be in shambles. And you won't have long to live. And there ain't nothing out there that can save you. Or, on the flip side, everybody in your life that you care about outside of that bubble, the car, the house, the career, the relationship, your health, and you look right. All these people that you care about outside of that, they'll seem to be passing away. They'll be the ones getting sick. And et cetera, and et cetera. Because you just can't have it all. Because if you was allowed to have it all in the Matrix, then you wouldn't exude the loosh that this place brought you here for in the first place. If you was allowed to have it all in the Matrix, there wouldn't be no such thing as homeless people. There wouldn't be war. Animals wouldn't be eating each other. You heard? That's the whole reason why animals eat each other. Because of Loosh. Some point in time in history, they got created to not be that way. And then once this place got taken over and the management changed on the plantation, they lowered the frequency and rewired everything in order for this place to produce maximum Loosh. That's why I had uploaded that video with Rick and Morty showing y'all. Just like how they told you in the Matrix. You just a fucking battery, yo. But the type of energy you produce is a different type of energy than a battery would give off. That's what's so special about it. It's a different type of energy, yo. It's almost like it's worth in gold. However, they said the Anunnaki people came here to mine for gold. That's how the energy is. This energy can be used to power worlds, to create realities, to feed entities, to create other lives. It has multiple uses. So that's why it's so important. That's why all the other parasitic entities, life forms, and the sentient creatures, if they parasitic, they find beings who can do such a thing, and then they take over them. Even in your own body, it's created a certain kind of fucked up way that mirrors this duality in which I speak. For instance, if something invades your body, you got red blood cells. That's almost synonymous to this earth having brown dirt, and then you got brown people. But the brown people don't have access to technology, machines, magic, none of the occult stuff that's hidden that keeps this place in motion and moving. Well, inside of your bloodstream, your blood, your red blood keeps you alive and it passes nutrients through and all that different shit. But when something invades your body, the white blood cells are the ones who have all the magical ability. They can create peroxide. They can create quarantine chambers. So that's when something happened to you and you get a bump on your skin. That bump fills with pus. That's a quarantine. White blood cells could create peroxide, like I said, and just do different little things. They a natural antibiotic. It's crazy, ain't it? And that's just like the people here, right? Like when people get into the light levels of this matrix and talk about like human issues from a political or social standpoint, you'll never be able to fix them and tap into them that way because it's deeper than that. See, the brown people would have to have occult abilities. And I wouldn't necessarily say the non-brown people have occult abilities. They just have access to it. And they're given those in order to be the custodians of this plantation. It don't mean they in rulership though. But if you have, and if they have and you don't have, or you have and they don't have, then the motherfucker who's lacking is the motherfucker who got to fall in line. They got to get down or stay down, right? And the intelligence level of the people on Earth who are of the brown persuasion, you got like two things going on. It's like if you wasn't was it human prison bars or matrix based people, The notion would have came a long time ago to go ahead and go extinct. Stop bringing kids here. Let these motherfuckers have this place. But it's still more complicated than that. People get rewired, and then they get changed, and then they get catered to, so then they can fall asleep and don't see this place for what it is. So then they'll continue the life cycle. Or, in a different note, they'll be able to get kidnapped and forced to keep bringing people here. But deep down, there's a safety net where it's like if you continue to allow these brown people to exist, at some point in time, the other races will be absorbed. But the safety net towards that safety net is the ones running this shit. They'll make sure that everybody has the spirit line, the bloodline, and the mental line replaced with a program by the matrix. So then, no matter what people turn into, they'll always follow this program or this script that this place is set out for them, so they can be extracted for loose. So it's like, goddamn, no matter what you learn, what you do, you can't win. It appear that way, don't it? It do. But there must be some small window of hope, right? Because it wouldn't keep sending people like me here, would it? Even though we come in small batches and shit. But yeah, so while you here, understand, you can't have it all. You just can't. And your weaknesses and your strengths get used against you. But this only applies to you if you're a natural human or a wild human, however you want to call it. But if you're a domesticated, matrix-based human that was solely designed to be inside of this place, none of these concepts will really make sense to you. You won't comprehend them. Not to say that you slow or you stupid. Just watch this movie called The Boys of Brazil. The Boys of Brazil was when these Nazi people moved to Brazil, and then they started a program where they started cloning people or making clones. They made highly intelligent, genius clones. These motherfuckers were smart, but they took a chromosome out of them that stopped them from being able to see that they're clones. And that's what I'm talking about. So this shit been going on ever since the Egyptian times, when the so-called, alien and reptile and fallen ones showed themselves and lived amongst the people after they conquered them anyway. Even though, that was a university before it became a dynasty and a civilization, so-called, as they claim it is. Beings from all over came to get educated, share their information. And one thing that you got to know is people who don't see the receipts or believe that this place is a matrix, just ask them this one thing. Do you have to teach any of these animals out here to be who they are? And if the answer is no, then why do we have to be taught to be humans? That's the ultimate receipt right there. Because if you don't teach humans anything, they won't have nothing or be nothing. Hell, they probably won't even have a language. So something has happened to the so-called beings here that we call humans. But we got dumbed down so much, all we can be is programs. So I'm just telling you these different little things to watch out for and notice. So when your life get too chaotic, you got a reference point to stand on to make sense of it all. Peace.